I've done close to 5 million in cash collected and over 10 million in sales contracted. And I did it working at a warehouse in a DJ company. And if you give me 9 minutes, I'm going to give you the blueprint on how to launch and scale your high ticket remote sales business. Got the timer right here? Let's roll. All right. So, first thing is first. It's really important, and I think a lot of people downplay this, that you understand that your background is your superpower. It's your secret weapon, and you need to leverage it, not hide it. So if you think about all the things in your life that led you to this point, all the skills you've acquired, all the people that you've met, all the little pieces of information and knowledge that you know that others may not know, a lot of people run away from that and they think it's not applicable to transitioning or starting in a remote sales career. But you need to understand that this is your superpower. And when you start to compile a list of these things that you do, even if you're not great at them, but the experiences that you've had, the lessons that you've learned, you can take that and you can insert yourself into the market as a remote closer and find a niche or industry that really fuels you and drives you. This is your power. This is your superpower, and this is going to take you farther. And when it gets tough at times, because inevitably it will, this is what's going to keep you moving and keep you going, because it's not going to feel like work. It's going to feel like you're living in something that you're familiar with and you're passionate about, and you're selling something that you believe in. Okay? So that's the first thing. Next, stop waiting for permission. A lot of people that I talk to, and I know this was me back in the day when I was in a position that I didn't like, but I was waiting for permission. I was waiting for the right opportunity. I was waiting for all the stars to align to actually take action. And when you're an opportunity creator, when you go out and you create the world that you want, you realize that everything outside of you is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. And to create opportunities, you need to become the person you want to be, even when the world is telling you you're not that person. It's going to feel fake at first. It's going to feel scary. It's going to feel uncertain. But on the other side of that is all the good things in life. So be an opportunity creator. I see it all the time, and that's what is keeping most people stuck. They're too tied up in what they're doing right now, and they can't see anything else. Right? That whatever their reality is right now, that's what they internally have conceptualized it's going to be forever. And when you get outside of that, that's when new possibility happens. All right. Focus on impact, not hours. As a remote closer, you get paid on the value that you bring to a company. And when you understand that you're not clocking in anymore. I remember when I was at that warehouse job working with the DJ company, I remember that I had to clock out to go to lunch, and I ate lunch right there in the office while I was working a lot of times. And so I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. So understanding that the best way to create wealth is actually getting paid based off the skill and the value that you bring to the company, not based off of clocking in. And when you do that, your income potential is unlimited. All right, let's keep going. We got 5 minutes left. All right, next, rejection isn't personal. This stops a lot of people when they're getting into the sales space. A no doesn't mean no. A no is just information for you to take in. It's a data set that you take in and you can use for improvement to get better, to improve. And it doesn't always mean they're saying no to you personally. It means maybe this offer, this product that you're selling is not for them. So do not let a no discourage you and keep you from actually continuing in this space. Next, you don't need to be ready. Confidence comes from action. This talks a little bit about being an opportunity creator, but you're never going to feel like you're ready. You're never going to feel like everything is lined up. You're going to have some uncertainty. The best in the world, they all operated from uncertainty at some point, and they just kept going, and they didn't let fear stop them. So if you don't feel ready, that's okay. It probably means you are ready. Perfect. Let's go. Questions create value. So when you're on sales calls, understand that asking the right questions, not telling, but asking questions creates value. Statements creates resistance. So anytime you want to make a statement, try to flip it and turn it into a question. And most of the time it's going to be received a lot better. So instead of saying, let's say we're talking to somebody, you need to clean up your room, you may say something like, do you think that you would feel better? This is a weird example, but do you think that you would feel better and have more clarity if your room was, orderly and, ready to walk in and get to work. Okay, great. Perfect. Let's keep going. But try to change your statements into questions in any way. If you can't do it, what you want to do is you want to ask if they could, ask if you could offer a perspective. Hey, do you mind if I offer you do you mind if I share a perspective with you? If you cleaned up your room, and once they say yes, then you can make a statement. But in your best, remember, at minimum, remember that questions create value. Silence is your superpower. Okay. So a lot of times when I say silence, it's just taking a break, taking a moment to let the questions that you've asked, let the statements that you've made sit. And a lot of times prospects will sell themselves. They'll tell you when you go in for a close and you ask for the credit card for them to get started, just wait in silence. Let them speak. You don't need to talk over them. Let them give you the intel, the information, the data that they're going to give you. All right, let's keep going. Pre-handle objections. Don't fight them at the end. So when I say the end, I mean after you've told them the price of the product. You don't want to try to solve it there. Now, you're going to have to in some cases, but in most cases, you're going to ask these questions that we talked about, and they're going to give you data that leads you to the objection before you even get to it. And if you can handle it ahead of time before you drop the price, you're going to get a lot better result. People don't want to, they feel like they're being confronted when you're trying to handle something after they give them the price. If you can handle it up front and see why their actions have led them to this point where they're at now, why their decisions why their indecision has, led them to where they are now, and you handle that up front, at the end of the call, it's going to be a lot less likely that you're going to get an objection. And if you do, it's going to be a lot easier to handle. All right, sell on identity transformation, not features. Nobody wants to hear about all the things that they're going to have to do to get the result. But what they do want to hear is the person that they're going to become, how they're going to be different. So sell them on that identity transformation. Another way we say it is sell the vacation. If you sell the vacation, then you are focusing less on, think about it. If I want a six-pack, I don't want to think about all the workouts I need to do to get a six-pack. I want to think about how that six-pack is going to make me feel and what it's going to do for my life. Next, your income will never exceed your self-image. Expand it first. So understanding that your personal development is directly related to your income. And if you're consistently working on yourself, because sales is a game of helping other people's work on themselves and better their life. If you're doing the same, you're going to be in alignment and you're going to be able to close a lot better. So guys, this is it. 10 steps, got it done in 9 minutes. If you want more help with this and diving into each of these, shoot me a like, shoot me a subscribe. We're going to be dropping a lot more videos. Drop any questions that you have. If you want specific help on any of these, I'll make a video for you straight up. And if you're looking to get into high ticket sales and you want to take it to the next level, do this. All right. Click the link below, apply. You can work with me one-on-one and we will help you launch and scale your remote sales career. Let's go.